Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti. I am MrPhotographer.com. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how you could replace a sky using Luminar AI. I'm also going to show you how you could load your own skies or skies you may have purchased from a third party into Luminar AI. Now for this demonstration, I have this image here. It's a kind of a mundane image, but I chose it because generally speaking, it would be kind of difficult to replace a sky here. We have some of these branches over here in the top left-hand corner jutting into the scene. There's a couple seagulls over here, and also in the lower right-hand side, we have these trees over here. So that makes it a bit challenging to replace a sky. So I haven't really done anything at all to this image. I'm just going to jump right over to the Creative tab, and we're going to go to the sky. Now, if we go to the sky selection dropdown, of course, Luminar AI comes with a bunch of skies already. But I mentioned I want to demonstrate how you could load your own skies or skies you purchased from a third party into Luminar AI. So on my desktop, I happen to have a folder of sky images that I've taken myself. So I'm going to insert these or load those into Luminar. To do that, we're going to go to Show Custom Skies, and then this dialog box will appear, and you can see that I don't have any custom skies at all. Now what I'll do is I'll minimize Luminar AI, and I mentioned on my desktop I have a folder of sky images, and you can see I called them Morganti Sky, and I numbered them 1 through 46 because I happen to have 46 of them. I'm just going to select them all, and then I'm just going to drag them into that folder, and we're going to move them. So they're all in there now. So we'll close that down. We'll close that down. We'll go back to Luminar AI. I'll go back to the Sky AI replacement filter. I'll go to the drop down, and you could see they're all there. Now, a little tip, you could see how they're out of order. I just named them Morganti Sky -1, -2, -3, and so on. But you could see, because just the way that is it's not really in order. So what I would recommend you do if you want to keep them in order is put a 0 in front of it. So since I have less than 100 here, I probably should have did -001, -002, and so on, and then they would have been in order. But anyway, let's just pick one. We'll pick this first one. I don't remember which or what, so we'll just pick one and see what it looks like. And you could see that it replaced the sky. And overall, actually, it did a pretty good job. These branches over here are perfect. There were 2 seagulls here. One of the seagulls is gone, the smaller one, but that one seagull is still there. And you can see in the lower right-hand corner where all those branches were, that came out fine as well. Let's just go through. I'm not going to go through all these, all right? I'm just going to pick another one. And by the way, I'm not selling these sky images at all. These are just images that I took for myself. Maybe somewhere down the road, once I get 200, 300 of these, maybe I'll consider selling them. But this one, let's just stay with this one. I kind of like this. It looks pretty good. There's that seagull in the top left-hand corner still there. It did still wipe out that original seagull. If you remember here, let's turn that off. Oops, didn't want to do that. Let's turn that off. And you can see that right there, there's a seagull there. So it did wipe that one out, but it still has that single seagull there. And actually, I think it looks pretty good. I really haven't done any processing on the image at all. But let's go through some of these sliders. First of all, horizontal blending is just how it's going to blend right down in the area toward the bottom. You can see it's affecting over in here a little bit. And in some images, like this one, I'm moving it around and it's not really doing much of anything. But in other images, you'll see a significant change. Horizontal position, you could move this guy up. You can see I'm moving it right off the screen or down lower if you prefer. So you could kind of line it up so that it, like, I don't know, is somewhere where you want it to be in the image. I like it right there. Relight the scene. If I go to the right, it's going to kind of darken my original image, so to try to maybe better match the sky, or to the left and I lighten it up. And in this case, I think I want to lighten up the original image a little bit, just because I think it looks a little better. And Sky Global is just going to how the skies blend, the original sky with the new sky. Now, when you do this, in some images, it's going to be a significant change. In this image, it's not as much. You can see it's affecting the trees over here mainly. So I'll just reset that by double-clicking right on the slider. If we go down to advanced settings, you can see close gaps. If you have any gaps towards the bottom or around trees, you could move this slider around and that would help. In this case, I don't have any gaps at all. Sky local is similar to sky global. It's just one affects the global sky, the new sky, and the other one affects the local sky, which was on the original image as much. It makes it blend. You can see as I move this to the right, it's starting to allow the new sky to come in on the white of this freighter here. So we don't want that, obviously. So we'll reset that. Sky defocus, this is an important slider because, you know, if I had something in the distance of the original image that was blurry, let's say this tower here was a little bit blurry because I focused close or used a wide aperture or something like that, well, it wouldn't look right if your sky is super sharp. So what you could do is defocus the sky. You can see that in this case, everything is pretty sharp in this image all the way through. You can flip the sky horizontally by clicking that checkbox, so you can flip it. And this is important because you want to match the light angle of the original image. In this case here, I think the original way was fine. Atmospheric haze, you could add haze to the sky if you feel it needs it. Sky temperature, if you move it to the right, you'll warm up the sky. If you move it to the left, you'll cool off the sky. In this case, I think the default position is 0 was fine. And sky exposure, you can make the sky brighter or make the sky darker, and that just affects the sky. So I think that is fine as it is. So I've replaced the sky, and I demonstrated how you could get your own sky images, or again, images you purchased from a third party into Luminar. Now these will always be here, so I don't have to, load them every time. Also, if I ever get new ones, I would load new ones in the exact same way. I would go down to, if I could find it, at the top, Show Custom Skies. It will bring up a Finder window if you have a Mac, a File Explorer window if you have a PC, and you could just drag those skies into this folder along with all your other skies that you have, and then they'll show up in this drop-down. Now, to finish off this image, I could just go to the Essentials tab, and I'll go to AI Enhance a little bit and just kind of move that to the right. Structure, I could add a little structure, but I don't want to do too much there. I would prefer probably going to details. And I like to adjust the details from the bottom up, meaning I start with large details and move that to the right. Medium details. Medium details is working real well on this building back here. And I think that the small details is as well. So that maybe is overdone a little bit, but you could sharpen it too. Probably a little bit over sharp, but I'm just demonstrating the slider so you get an idea. There's no noise in the image, shot with extremely low ISO. Both the sky image I took and the original image were shot at ISO of 100. I think I used a Sony A7R4 for the sky image, and I used a Nikon Z7 II for the image of the freighter and the grain elevator and the railroad tracks and everything there. So go to landscape. Maybe we'll add a little golden hour, maybe. Just a tiny bit. And I don't need foliage enhancer, nothing there I need to do. And we'll just finish it off with a vignette, and we'll call it a wrap. So a little dark vignette, move it that way. That's it. So you can see how easy it is to replace the sky using Luminar 4. Now, I definitely added too much details to this as I look at it. So I probably back everything off a little bit. But you get the idea how easy it is, how you could load your old sky images in there. Wow, it's awesome. And again, it has that one seagull. It did wipe out that other one that was a little smaller, but the branches are all good over here and over here. So it looks definitely natural. All the details up here, nothing got overwritten or overlapped. Everything looks good. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.